Don't forget that there are some questions we will find and we won't be able to answer them because of the change in the status of setting. The way, the format we have been setting is now different from the way we are setting this paper. So those questions which we're gonna find, and then we say that this one is ruled out or we remove out, it means that that question, please don't waste time regarding to those similar questions. The first question is saying, which one of the following hormones control metabolic rate? Metabolic rate is the reactions which are happening in the body. So we call them metabolic rate. So if you don't know the answer, scoop out or rule out all those ones which you think that they are not correct. So we have testosterone. Testosterone is for testes. You must know that development, you have to know that this one is regarding to the male secondary sexual characteristics. Development of sperm, so it's out. Thyroxine, it could be the answer because thyroxine is related to metabolism and also growth. Growth hormone. Growth hormone cannot control metabolic rate. Growth hormone is responsible for growth. Insulin is for sugar. So we go back to thyroxine. Thyroxine is the correct answer. And then it means that B is going to be our answer to give. Why? Thyroxine increases the rate of metabolism. Remember that if the rate of metabolism is high, you're going to result in growth. That's why I say that thyroxine can also control the rate of growth. If they're asking a question concerning about growth and then you don't have growth hormone, thyroxine is going to be the answer. 1.2. Which one of the following will occur in human body on cold day? Human body, but on cold day. Vasodilation, this is broadening of the blood vessels near the skin. You can see the blood vessels on the skin. Do you see your blood vessels during cold? No, because the key point here is cold day. So vasodilation, the broadening of blood vessels near the skin. You will see the skin that more blood will be passing the skin. You can't see that during cold. Increase in the activity of sweat gland. Do you sweat during cold? No. So that is also ruled out. Decrease in the evaporation of sweat from surface of the skin. If there is decrease in evaporation, it means that your body does not lose too much heat, or your body is not overheating or is heating the liquid or the sweat in your skin. Therefore, it means that there will be no sweat. Because the temperature are cold, then we expect overheating to happen less. That's why if there is too much heat on your body, you go to cold so that that overheating is reduced. So it means that in cold day, decrease in evaporation of sweat from the surface of the skin could be the answer. However, you have to read the second or the last option and find out which one is the most correct. Increase in the blood flow to the surface of the skin. This increase in the blood flow the surface of the skin and the vasodilation are almost the same thing. So it means that A, B, D are out. So the correct answer becomes C. So C becomes the correct answer. So let's circle C again. Then now they're asking, so now they're asking, which one oh. So let me do it like this. Which one? So we say that 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. The answer is B. Answer is B. 1.2. The answer is C. Then 1.3. Now here 1.3, they are saying the list below includes some of the factors that affect the food security. Whenever you talk about food security, whenever you talk about things related to human impact on environment, we don't answer because that topic was removed from our syllabus. So now it means that 1.3, we don't answer it. They are saying that which part of the neuron transmits impulse towards the cell body? The part of the neuron, the part of the nerve which transmits impulse to the cell body will be the dendrite. The part of the neuron which is responsible for insulation will be myelin sheath. The part of the neuron which transmits impulse away from the cell body, then is going to be axon. The junction between two or more neurons is called a synapse. So you have to know, at least when they give you such information, you have to know where is the topic. Think about which topic is being asked for or about so that you are able to answer this question. Sometimes students don't tend to answer or to do revision with these objectives because they think that the objective will not come back. But use the objectives to broaden your ideas. So the answer is 1.4. 1.4, the answer is going to be 1.4. The answer is going to be A. The part of the neuron which transmits impulse towards the cell body is going to be A. Let's go to the next question. Now, when they are given, you are given a question like this, please try to label all the parts, most especially if it is a short question other than the objective. Before we go to answer the question, let's first try to label. A, number 1, this one comes from the testes, sorry, the penis. It comes, you see urethra. It means that this is corpus gland. This is prostate gland. This is seminal vesicle. Then you come like this. This is epididymis. So the vas deferens, and then the coiled part. You see the coiled part. This part, yes. Number 4 is epididymis, and then this one is the testis, and then one which covers the testis is called the scrotum. So you have to know how to label. Remember, this penis can be brought either in the lateral view or in the ventral view. So it depends on which view they have brought, but it must not confuse you. So if you want to know exactly which part is which, so you have to follow these tubes the way you see them. So when you come out from urethra, the first gland is corpus gland, the second gland is prostate gland, the third gland is seminal vesicle. Now you come to this tube is called vas deferens. Then this vas deferens, where it picks information, fluid from or sperms, we call it epididymis, and then the epididymis gets the sperms from the testis. The testis is being protected by the scrotum. Yes. So you are done with this now question. So when you are revising, you don't need to go back to the human reproductive system, the male one, to name it again. Why? Because we have found it here. That's how we revise. So let's go to the question. They're saying which part stores sperm until it matures. So since we know that epididymis is number 4, is the one which stores sperm until it matures. So it means that our 1.5, the answer must be B, which is 4. So the answer is B. It stores sperms until they get mature. And then they're saying that a man who had cancer underwent surgery to remove part 1 and part 2. So you come back and then find out which one is part 1. Part 1 is seminal vesicles. Part 2 is prostate gland. But this guy underwent cancer. So it means that they did a surgery. The man will be able to release semen, not containing sperms. They're saying not containing sperms. And therefore cannot reproduce. They didn't cut out the testes. They didn't cut out the epididymis. They didn't cut out that. They cut out other parts. So it means that the sperms will be there. So the second part is cannot reproduce because he will produce abnormal sperms. Cannot reproduce because this person will produce abnormal sperms. How will sperms be abnormal? Because this is not about development of sperms. Part 1 and part 2 is not about development of sperms. Remember, part 1 produces fluid which nourishes the sperms. It gives the fructose so that the sperm can have energy, enough energy. Prostate gland produces alkaline fluid which neutralizes the acidic nature of the urethra and the vagina. And then Corpus gland produces a fluid which lubricates so that the sperm can move very fast without any friction. So this is not development of sperms. So B is also ruled out. Cannot reproduce as his sperm will not be able to survive in acidic condition of the vagina. That's why I say that here prostate gland produces alkaline fluid which neutralizes the acidic nature of the urethra and the vagina. So it means that that answer could be correct. However, you have to go to the last objective to find out. Will be able to reproduce, but his sperm will not be able to move faster as they will not have energy. As this person will not have enough energy. Basically, yes, this person will be able to reproduce. Yes, will be able to reproduce, but his sperm will not be able to move faster as yes, this sperm will not be able, they're saying that will not be able to reproduce, but his sperm will not be able to move fast as they will not have energy. Yes, it will not have that energy, but still the sperms will move. Yes, will move. So now we have two parts, we have two correct answers, but we have to look for the most correct answer. Here they're saying, cannot reproduce as his sperm will not be able to survive, because to survive this, the acidic conditions of the vagina. That is the first point. Why? Because this was removed, prostate gland. So now I ask myself, if I don't use the energy, sorry, if I don't remove the, if the sperms cannot survive in the acidic nature of the vagina, is there any other way the sperm can survive without this? The answer is no. All right, let's go to this. Will be able to reproduce. Yes, the person will be able to reproduce, but his sperm will not be able to move fast as they will not have enough energy. Is there any other way a sperm will not get energy if this is not being released? The answer is yes. Remember, a sperm has what you call the mitochondrion. It has the middle piece. That's where the energy is coming from. So this one is just to facilitate, yes, the energy which is there. So the most correct answer will be C. Why? This person cannot reproduce because of the acidic nature of the vagina. Most of the people cannot reproduce, not because the man has a big problem or the lady has a big problem. No, sometimes it's as a result of the acidic nature of the vagina is too much in such a way that when the sperm are being released in the vagina, all the sperms are being killed. So if you go to the doctor and then they alter the acidity of the vagina, the lady cannot reproduce. It could be just a simple thing, but because we don't know what we are supposed to do, then we end up thinking that you will never have a child at all. Sometimes the acidic nature is fine, but the sperms are not strong enough. They are not strong enough, or to have, they don't have enough energy for them to swim across the Indian Ocean. I mean that from the vagina until the fallopian tube, because they require a lot of what? A lot of energy. So the answer here is going to be C. So the answer for 1.16 is going to be, did I say B? No, not B. It's going to be C, not B. It's going to be, yes, it's going to be C, because we have said that they cannot reproduce as his sperm will not be able to survive in acidic conditions of the vagina. Let's go to another question. Which one of the following will result in the cell with the 20 chromosomes undergoing mitosis? Which one of the following shows the cells, shows the results when a cell with the 20 chromosome undergoes mitosis? Remember, it keeps the chromosome number daughter cells and then the chromosome number. Okay, before you go there, mitosis results in the formation of two cells. Meiosis 4. Mitosis results in the keeping the chromosome number. You must know that in your head. So, A, number of daughter cells. Since we started with the cells with the 20 chromosomes, so it means that I'm going to produce 2. If I started with 1 cell, I'm going to produce 2. So if there is 4, it's going to be out. It's going to be out. So C and D is out. So now I have 10 and I have 20. Remember, mitosis results in the maintenance of chromosome number, and meiosis results in half chromosome number. I started with the 20, I ended with the 20. I started with the 20, I ended with the 10. So this is a habit of meiosis, and this is the habit of mitosis, because the chromosome number must be maintained. So the correct answer becomes A. The correct answer becomes A. So it means that 1.1.7 is going to be A. Which one of the following is a function of amniotic fluid? Here we don't talk about amniotic fluid. You're talking about reproduction in vertebrates. So they're saying that 1.8. They're saying that transports oxygen to the developing fetus, protects, amniotic fluid doesn't transport, protects the fetus from temperature changes, Remember, it is a fluid, so it tries to absorb, if it is too much cold, it absorbs the cold. If it's too much hot, it absorbs the heat. That's why you're saying temperature changes. But there might be other answers which are more correct. They're saying produce progesterone and never. Amniotic fluid does not produce any progesterone and estrogen. And then they're saying they protect the fetus from diseases. Which diseases? It doesn't protect the fetus from diseases. It protects the fetus from mechanical injuries, not from diseases. It must be mechanical thing. So the most correct answer is going to become B. So 1.1.1.8 is going to be B. Then 1.1.9, the part of the ear that contains a receptor for hearing. The part of the ear. Remember, the ear is responsible for two functions. You have balance and then hearing. Balance is semicircular canal, then hearing is cochlea. So whenever you talk about cochlea, that's you're talking about balance. And balance, the receptors are found in the semicircular canal, while the receptors for hearing, they are found in a cochlea. Receptors for hearing, they send impulse to cerebrum because that is a sensation, while for balance, they send to cerebellum. Why? Because that is balance and equilibrium. So now the part is going to be A, cochlea. Tympanic membrane, that one is creation of vibration to the oscars. Oval window takes the vibration from to the inner ear. Round window absorbs excess pressure from the inner ear. So it means that the answer is going to be 1.1.9. The answer is going to be A. Yes. And then 1.1.10, let's look at it. Then they're saying that which one of the following is a consequence if round window of the ear hardens? If round window of the ear hardens. So ask yourself, what's the function of round window? We have seen it. It absorbs excess pressure from the inner ear. So what is the answer here? The answer here, let's read. Pressure wave will not be created. No. Impulse will not be transmitted to the brain. No, that's not the function. If it hardens, because round window, you'll find it when the hearing has been completed, only to absorb the excess pressure. Then pressure between the outer ear and the middle ear will not be equalized. That's not the function of round window. That's the function of eustachian tube. So only D is the option. An echo will occur and the sound will be distorted. Yes, because remember, it absorbs the excess pressure. So the function of round window is to absorb the excess pressure from the inner ear so that the echo does not happen. So the answer for 1.1.10, 1.1.10, the answer is going to be D. So basically, that is our first session of objective. Let's go to the terminologies. Remember, I said that whenever there is any issue with the question, I will let you know that this question, we cannot answer it. Please make sure that what you write is the correct spelling, because spelling will be penalized. Will be what? Will be penalized. Okay, number one, the finger-like projection that develop from the outer extra embryonic membrane. Outer extra. Ask yourself, how do we call the outer layer? The outer layer is chorion. Ne? The outer layer is called chorion. Ne? So if it is the finger-like projection, remember the chorion forms the finger-like projection. So it becomes, if you're going to add something here, then it's going to become chorionic. The finger-like projection are called villi. So it becomes, the correct answer becomes chorionic villi. So that then you get the correct answer. Division of the cytoplasm. Division of the cytoplasm. When you talk about the cytoplasm, yes, when you talk about the cytoplasm, cytoplasm is cyto. So your answer must start with the word cyto. Cytoplasm. Division is this cytoplasm. So it must start with the cyto. So the plasm, fluid of the cell. Fluid of the cell. So division of the cell is the cytoplasm divides. So now your answer must start with cyto, then you add the divisions, which is kinesis. 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 So the correct answer becomes cytokinesis. The plant species that does not belong. Now this one is ruled out. Why? Because it is not our syllabus. Then 1.2.4, the structure of female reproductive system where semen is being deposited during copulation. During copulation. Copulation is sex. Yes, sex. So what is the correct answer here? The correct answer is going to be, please mind about the spelling. It's going to be vagina. Vagina. Yes, the permanent large-scale removal of trees. This one is also human impact. See trees there, vegetation, that's human impact. Don't waste your time doing a revision or finding the correct answer. Then hormone that stimulates the mammary gland to produce milk. Mammary glands are what you call the breast. We don't call them boobs, we call them breasts. So the mammary gland, we call them what? We call them breasts. Yes. So what is the answer here? The answer is going to be the hormone that stimulates the mammary. Some of you have ever gone to ShopRite and you find there this milk. How do you call it? You call it lactogen. Yes. Anything which is related to milk, it must start with the word lacto. Ne? It must start with the word lacto. Yes. So it must have, not it must start, it must have the word lacto. Lacto. Yes. So since it is lacto, lacto means milk. Sugars, lactose means milk. Yes. So now the hormone is going to be prolactin. Prolactin. Yes, it's going to be prolactin. Let me write it properly so that you see it clear. It is my handwriting, prolactin. Yes, prolactin. And then they're saying the period of development of the fetus, development of the fetus in the uterus. Yes, when someone is pregnant. So we call it this one gestation. Yes, gestation. Gestation. Yes, gestation. gestation period, and then the structure in the female reproductive system where fertilization takes place. Female reproductive system where fertilization takes place. So fertilization always takes place in the tubes, which we call the fallopian tube. Fallopian tubes. Oviduct, we prefer you saying fallopian tubes because oviduct is not their name. Oviduct, the tubes of the ovary. That's why they call them oviduct. Like saying that sperm duct, yeah, the tube of the sperms. So oviduct is the tubes where the ovum is passing. But what is the name is fallopian tube. All right. 1.2.9, the stage where secondary sexual characteristics is in male and female. We call that one puberty. Puberty. So basically, that's the second part of our discussion. And then now, hey, many students make mistakes here. Many students make mistakes here. The questions are clear, and they're asking for, you have to follow the instruction, the way instructions are saying. Ne? The instruction is saying that the blood vessel that transports oxygenated blood from placenta to the fetus, from placenta to the fetus. Placenta to the fetus. Where is the heart of the baby? The heart of the baby is on the side of the baby, not the side of the placenta. Side of the fetus, not side of the placenta. So blood vessels which bring blood to the heart, we call them veins. We call them veins. So your answer must include the word vein. Takes blood from the mother to the baby. So the answer is going to become umbilical vein. Don't write umbilical vein because the instruction is not asking you to write the word. It's instructing you to write A only. The answer, your answer must, I repeat, your answer must be A only. Don't write A. Don't write B. Don't write A and B. Don't write dash. The answer must be A only, B only, both. Don't write both. It must be both A and B, because they are saying both A and B. They are not fools to say A, both A and B. They can write both. Both what? Both stones. Both what? Both columns. Both what? You have to tell us. If you don't write A only and you write A, why do we say that is not correct? Maybe you wanted, there is also another correct answer. So the instruction is saying A only, B only, both A and B. Please learn to follow instructions. Then they're saying that 1.3.2, they're saying that the disorder caused by degeneration of the myelin sheath. Degeneration of the myelin sheath is multiple sclerosis. So it means that the multiple sclerosis, the sheath of the motor neuron is being shedding off. Yes. So we call it multiple sclerosis. Also, Alzheimer's disease is a disease for nervous system. The same way multiple sclerosis is also the same disease. That's why they bring them so that they see if you can differentiate between the two. Then you're saying that 1.3.3, the measure of total amount of carbon dioxide. Now, once you see this, you just know that is human impact on the environment. So we rule that one out. Then we go to the next question. Once you see such question, it must come back to your mind. What is this? This is ovum. This is sperm. So your mind must go to the reproductive system. The diagram below represents the structure of the ovum and the sperm. What is A? Label all of them. What is A? A is a jelly-like layer. B is cytoplasm. C is acrosome. D is nucleus. E is middle piece or mitochondria, based on which question they're going to ask you. And then F is the tail. But if this is like this, they put is something like this. Yeah, then they say E. Then here it's more of mitochondria, of middle piece. But if they just point in the middle there, the most correct answer could be it could be the mitochondria. But let's look at it and then see what are they saying. The first question, identify A. So you have seen A is a jelly-like layer. Scientifically, we call it zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. But you don't need to know all that scientific names. Just say jelly-like layer. Instead of writing zona pellucida. Yeah, it's not needed for now. Pellucida. Yes. Write jelly-like layer. You'll get a tick. They are saying B, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, I think, cytosol, I think you know the cytoplasm, how to write it. The fluid of the cell, cytoplasm. And then C is acrosome. Acrosome. They name the process involving in meiosis that lead to formation of ovum. The process that lead to formation of ovum. Development of the ovum. The beginning of the ovum. So the answer must start with the ovum. Genesis. Ovum. Ovum, and Genesis means the beginning. Yes, so means the beginning. The beginning of the what? The beginning of the ovum. Yes, and then they are saying that write down only the letter of the part of the sperm that enters the ovum. Part of the sperm that enters the ovum. So it is only one part. Remember, it's the head, but not all head will enter the ovum. So which part enters the ovum? Which part of the sperm will enter the ovum? This head, remember this C is the acrosome. It contains enzymes which digest the membrane of the ovum so that the sperm can enter. You see? So it means that that part C has been used. So when it fuses with the membrane of the ovum, now the sperm releases its nucleus. And the nucleus of the sperm, yes, the nucleus of this sperm will fuse with the nucleus of the ovum, and then you form a nucleus with the two kinds of genetic material, which is a zygote. So part B is the answer. That's the only part which enters the ovum. Write down the letter only, letters of two parts that enables the sperm to move towards the ovum. What does the sperm use to move towards the ovum? The answer is E, which is the middle piece of the mitochondria, and the F, which is the tail. How will you move? I will move using the legs, but you cannot move with the legs without energy. Hence, the tail is for movement or for swimming, and then the middle piece or the mitochondria is to provide the energy. Yes, the next part, before we conclude, we're going to stop with the section A so that when we come back, we can start with the section B tomorrow. Please don't miss our class. Then they're saying that B 1.5, they're saying that the diagram below shows some parts of the human nervous system. So you need to know which nervous system is. Central nervous system, which is the brain. Please know how to label all the parts. A, spinal cord. B, medulla oblongata. C, corpus callosum. D, cerebrum. E, cerebellum. Now you are done. You will find some questions which will ask you to label. Identify part A. We know medulla oblongata. Sorry, spinal cord. C, where is C? Corpus callosum. Please know how to write the correct answer. Medulla is double L. Medulla oblongata is double L if you go to part B. You know, sometimes students just write single L. Cerebellum is cerebellum. Lam is double L. You must know that. Corpus callosum. Callosum. Call. When you write call or you write call, don't you see that is double L? Callosum. It is also double L. It's also double L. Please don't forget that. All right. Write down the letters and the name of the parts. Number 1. Which part that has the center for interpreting the test? Taste is a sensation. All sensations are being controlled by the brain. Which part of the brain? Cerebellum. Cerebrum. This part, D. Cerebrum. Cerebrum has 3 functions: higher thought, center for higher thought processes, that is memory, reasoning, and judgment. Number 2, responsible for all voluntary actions. It's the center for all voluntary actions. Number 3, it receives and interprets all the sensation. Hearing, sight, touch, all those are sensations. Smell, yes, are for cerebrum. Then, so the answer is D. They're saying letter and the name. Sometimes people fail to get the second mark. So the answer is D, cerebrum. Regulates the heart rate. Heart rate. Heart rate is an involuntary action. Action you don't have control over. You don't have control over that. So if it is, you don't have control over that, parts which control involuntary action must be next to the spinal cord, because spinal cord does not need reasoning. So the answer is going to be B, which is corpus, B, which is medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata, because it's next to the spinal cord. Is responsible for motor coordination. Responsible for motor coordination. What is motor coordination? Basically balancing, yes, walking, capturing a ball, things which is going to bring about balancing thing. And then if you talk about balancing, you are talking about cerebellum. Cerebellum. I told you, please don't forget to write the correct answer. Cerebellum is for motor coordination, responsible for balance and equilibrium. Yes. and also muscle tone. So it is cerebellum, which is E. So what about the spinal cord? Spinal cord, reflex actions, center for reflex actions. Yes. E also brings about, B also brings about medulla oblongata for controlling, for coordinating, for controlling all involuntary actions, voluntary, involuntary, things you don't have control over. Other examples I say that is the heartbeat. If it needs to be increased, heartbeat, breathing rate is being controlled by that. You can't say that my heartbeat, stop beating. No, you can't say that when you're sleeping and then you say that, oh, I must stop breathing. No way. You will breathe. Some people, they say that, hey, my girlfriend, when left me and then my heart got broken, I stopped to breathe. Lying. So it's being controlled by medulla oblongata. Then E also has another function, is it coordinates all voluntary movement. Coordinates, not control. Coordinates voluntary movements. For example, walking and running. Corpus callosum is responsible for connecting the two hemispheres, not the north and south hemisphere. No, this is not geography. It's responsible for for connecting the left and the right hemisphere. And also, because this hemisphere, they require communication between the two. It allows communication between the two hemispheres. If you don't know this brain too much, please check on our videos, brain, and then you put Thunder Edu, you'll be able to get those links. And then the cerebellum, we talked about it. How is this brain protected? Protected in 3 ways. Number 1, protected by meninges. Yes, meninges. So number 1, meninges. Number 2, by cerebrospinal fluid. Number 3, by the cranium. Right cranium. Don't use skull. We prefer cranium. Then we'll be able to get your marks. Guys, I'm going to stop here for today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to come back and then I will start from here, God willing, and then we complete the paper until we discuss 2021, 2022, all the years, the recent years, go back to 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, do those papers, go write the exam, and then we see how you're going to fail. There is no way. There is no way, because we don't have new questions in science. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Please don't just watch, at least learn something so that you can get a distinction. Guys, this channel is only for those people who are willing to get distinctions and also upgrading their marks so that you increase. I know you'll get it. I know you'll get it. Stay blessed. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. We have started a session of discussing all the National Senior Certificate examinations. So we'll be discussing all the question papers from the current year until the previous years, up to 2014. So don't miss out. Subscribe so that we send you a link and you don't miss out any class. You'll be able to ask questions if you are online when we are broadcasting so that we can answer you immediately.